So the comprehensive plan that has been the blueprint for the city of Palm Coast for the last 25 years has a future land use component which dictates where the green spaces are to be preserved. That still exists today, but one of the first things I did when I was elected was open up that comprehensive plan to all the residents and everyone here in this room, so that over the next 18 months, we can decide how much more green space we need in order to balance growth and green space. I agree, green space is incredibly important for the future. It has a direct impact on our water resources, and it's also a canopy. The city of Palm Coast, as another one of the appropriations which we are just getting, is going to purchase the tree canopy on the eastern end of Palm Coast Parkway. So it will forever be a beautiful tree canopy like you see today. And quite frankly, I hear the complaints about new construction, and those trees that are going to be replaced by development order are not in place yet. But if you drive over the bridge either way to Flagler Beach, and I challenge you to look left, look right, look behind you, all you see is a tree canopy. And the same thing, take an airplane ride or take a helicopter ride, which I do, look down, and you'll see the majority of our geography is green space and will continue to be that way.
So, just to touch on that, when you actually do drive over the bridge of Flagler Beach, what you currently see now is a huge swath of land that's cut down and massive development that's going on. So everyone, what's set up here, minus some things, I agree with, but I have a different position than most people up here because I'm an outdoorsman, and furthermore, I'm actually pretty well traveled. I've been to almost every state in the United States so far and spent numerous amounts of time there. And east of the Mississippi, conservation doesn't happen at the state or federal level. East of the Mississippi, conservation happens on private lands. We don't have a Bureau of Land Management like we do in Utah, where you can go out and all of a sudden there's just land that's going to be protected or forever being used. So the answer of how do you provide conservation isn't just by changing the land development code and making buffers. That's all great. But we need to aggressively incentivize private land developers. Instead of giving them credits to build roundabouts, let's give them credits for conservation. And furthermore, when you go through with these developers and you change, after you change the land development code, you then go out and work with land trusts. And there's wonderful groups, North Florida Land Trust is one, and what they do is they come in and they work with massive developments, people who own swaths of land, ranchers, families, and they come in and they work out negotiations on how to acquire those lands. The state is not going to come through and purchase land in the sense that it normally would. We did receive some conservation land, but in order to protect, and not just the buffers and development, but the massive swaths of land that people see now, you'll have to have land exchanges between private owners and businesses and land trusts in order to do conservation. There's just no conservation done outside of the private sector east of the Mississippi. Just doesn't work that way.